The rain tapped softly against the windshield as Daniel guided his old pickup truck into the small grocery store parking lot. The world outside was soaked in gray, headlights reflecting off puddles, and the air carried that earthy smell that only comes after a heavy downpour. Beside him in the passenger seat, his 7-year-old daughter, Lily, was humming a tune he had learned at her piano lesson earlier that evening. "Daddy, can we get the chocolate milk? The one with the bunny on the box?" She asked, swinging her legs as to her excitement alone might make the truck move faster. Danielle chuckled, reaching over to ruffle her damp brown hair. "We'll see what you've got left, kiddo. But only if you promise to finish your broccoli at dinner tomorrow." She scrunched her face into an exaggerated frown, then jiggled, her missing front tooth making her smile even brighter. These small moments were what kept Danielle going. Life as a single father wasn't easy, especially after losing his wife, Emily, 3 years ago. The grief still lingered in quiet corners of his heart, showing up at night when Lily was asleep, or when he caught himself reaching across the bed for someone who wasn't there. But during the day, with Lily's later filling the air, he found reasons to keep pushing forward. Inside the store, the warm hum of fluorescent lights and the faint scent of bread greeted them. The place wasn't busy, just a couple of late shoppers, some students in hoodies, and an elderly man browsing the newspaper rack. Danielle and Lily gathered a few essentials: bread, eggs, milk, and, of course, the box of chocolate milk Lily had been pleading for. When they reached the checkout counter, Danielle placed their items on the conveyor belt and pulled out his wallet. That was when he noticed her. The cashier couldn't have been older than her mid-20s. Her name was Sophie. She wore the standard maroon uniform apron, but what caught Daniel's attention wasn't her attire, it was her hands. They trembled, not just a little. They shook so noticeably that the barcode scanner nearly slipped from her grasp. She tried to steady herself, pressing the device against the counter for balance, but the tremor persisted. Daniel, being observant by nature, he had to be in his line of work, managing construction crews and spotting potential hazards, noticed the way her jaw tightened, as if he hoped no one would bring it up. Her smile, faint and brittle, didn't reach her teary eyes. "Are you okay?" he asked gently, leaning forward a little. His voice was careful, soft, so as not to sound intrusive. "Your hands are shaking." For a brief moment, Sophie froze. Her eyes darted upward to meet his, white and startled, before quickly shifting back down to the groceries. Her lips pressed into a thin line. "I'm fine," she murmured, the words stumbling out too quickly. "Just tired, that's all." Daniel nodded slowly, but he didn't fully believe her. He could see the exhaustion in her posture, the way her shoulders sagged as though weighed down by something invisible. He opened his mouth to respond, but Lily beat him to it. "Are you sick?" Lily asked innocently, peering up at the young woman. "When I'm sick, Daddy makes hot soup, and then I feel better." Sophie's hands paused over the register keys. Her eyes glistened as she blinked rapidly, fighting something back. She let out a shaky laugh that wasn't really laughter at all. "That sounds nice," he whispered. Daniel felt a tug in his chest. He remembered when Lily was just a toddler and Emily would nurse her through fevers, sitting by her bedside through the night. That memory, warm and painful at once, made him look at Sophie differently, not just as a cashier ringing up groceries, but as a young woman, carrying a story behind those trembling hands. The items beeped one by one as SH is scanned them. EGGS. Bread. Chocolate milk. With each motion, the tremor became more obvious. Daniel called no longer I nor it. I don't mean to intrude, he said carefully, lowering his tone so the other customers wouldn't overhear. But I can see you're struggling. Is something going on? The question lingered in the air. He turned the hum of the store lights. Sophie set down the scanner and gripped the edge of the counter with both hands, as if steadying herself. Her knuckles turned pale against the laminate surface. For a long moment, SH said nothing. Daniel thought SH might tell him to mind his own business. Instead, SH drew in a slow, shaky breath. Her voice, when it finally came, was fragile. It is complicated. Daniel didn't push. He knew from experience that sometimes the hardest truths took time to surface. He simply nodded, offering the kind of patience he wished others had shown him when his world had fallen apart. Lily, oblivious to the tension, swung her little legs back and forth and added, "My teacher says it is okay to tell people I have your set. Daddy says it too." Something in Sophie's face cracked then, just slightly, like a hairline fracture in glass. Her eyes welled again, and SH turned away quickly, pretending to adjust a recipe roll. Danielle swallowed hard, torn between respecting her privacy and the nagging instinct that this young woman desperately needed someone to listen. He had been there before, sitting in a crowded room, feeling invisible, wishing someone would just notice. Finally, Sophie exhaled and whispered so quietly that Daniel almost missed it. "I'm just tired. Really tired." But the way her voice shook told him there was more. Much more. Daniel glanced at Lily, who was watching the scene with wide, curious eyes. He knew he had to tread carefully. He didn't want to embarrass Sophie or put her on the spot. Still, something in his gut told him that what SH was carrying wasn't something anyone should carry alone. He softened his expression, speaking with a gentle sincerity that came from a place of shared struggle. "Listen, sometimes people say tear fin when tear not. I won't press you, but I've been there before. If you ever need someone to just hear you out, even for a minute, you don't have to do it all alone." That was when it happened. Sophie's compa wavered, just for a heartbeat. Her lips trembled, her throat bobbed as SH swallowed hard, and her hands trembled worse than before. SH lowered her head, strands of dark hair falling into her face to shield her expression. For a second, Daniel thought SH would brush it off again. But instead, SH whispered words that carried the weight of someone stretched to tear-breaking point. "You don't understand, I haven't." SH stopped herself, shaking her head, as if the truth were too heavy to release in one breath. Daniel leaned closer, his brow furrowed with quiet concern. And Sophie, gripping the counter as though it were the only thing keeping her standing, took a trembling breath, about to let go of the secret SH had been holding in for far too long. Her voice trembled as much as her hands. "I'm sorry. I shouldn't even say this, but I haven't eaten in 2 days." The words landed like a stone in Daniel's chest. He stared at her, stunned, trying to process what SH had just admitted. The fluorescent lights above buzzed faintly, and for a brief second, it felt like the whole store went silent. Lily, standing on her tiptoes to see over the counter, tilted her head in confusion. "But, don't you work here? Don't take jive you food?" SH asked innocently, her childlike honesty slithering through the heavy air. Sophie shook her head, quickly, embarrassed. It doesn't work that way. Hesitated, then pressed her lips together before continuing. I work here in the evenings, and in the mornings I clean offices downtown. Every dollar I make goes to rent, utilities, and my mom's medication. She's been sick for years, and if I don't pay for her medicine, it won't get better. So I just cut corners wherever I can. Food is the corner I cut. Daniel felt something in him as deeply. He had carried his own burdens before, but hearing hers made him realize how invisible people's struggles could be, hidden right in plain sight. He thought of Emily, of the long nights after her passing when he didn't eat simply because grief made him forget. He thought of the countless times he had stared at Lily, determined as he would never see him fall apart, even if inside he was barely holding on. And now, here was Sophie, fighting her own silent war. He cleared his throat, his voice rough. You mean to tell you're standing here working, serving people, and you can't even afford to feed yourself? Her eyes welled with tears as he tried so desperately to blink away. It is not forever, you whispered. I keep telling myself it is just temporary. That if I can hold on a little longer, things will get better. But some nights, he trailed off, pressing the palm of her hand to her forehead. Some nights it feels like I won't make it through. Lily tugged on her father's sleeve, whispering just loud enough for Sophie to hear, Daddy, can we give her some of our food? That was all it took. Daniel reached forward, sliding their groceries bag toward Sophie. Did a full meal kit to this. Something with real food, vegetables, meat, rice. And throw into sandwiches. One for now, one for later. Sophie's eyes widened, and she shook her head furiously. No, please, you don't have to do that. I can't accept charity. But Daniel's expression was firm, to kind. This isn't charity. It is humanity. Lily, with all the innocence of a child, chimed in again. You have to eat. Heroes need strength. And you're a hero because you're helping your mom. That broke Sophie. Her compa crumbled, and tears streamed freely down her cheeks. As she covered her mouth with her hand, her shoulders trembling as quiet sobs escaped. The customers in line behind them were watching now, but Daniel didn't care. This moment wasn't about appearances. It was about a young woman who had been unseen for too long finally being noticed. Daniel lowered his voice, leaning closer. I know what it feels like to carry everything on your own. I know the pride that makes you want to refuse help. But trust don't. You're not weak for accepting kindnesses. You're human, and you deserve to eat, Sophie. She shook her head again, overwhelmed, whispering between sobs, I don't even know what to say. You don't need to say anything, Daniel replied softly. Just take the food, and promise you'll eat it. The manager, who had quietly approached after seeing the scene, placed a hand on Sophie's shoulder. Go take your break, he said kindly. I'll cover the register. Sophie hesitated, looking between her manager, Daniel, and Lily. Then, with trembling hands, she packed the bag with the groceries Daniel had insisted on buying for her. This time, her shaking wasn't from hunger, it was from disbelief. From the shock of realizing someone actually cared. As she handed the bag over, she whispered, Thank you. I'll never forget this. Daniel gave her a reassuring smile. One day, you'll be in a position to help someone else. Pass it on. That is how the world gets better. Lily reached across the counter and patted Sophie's hand with her small one. See, your heart isn't heavy anymore, sh is said with a white grin. Sophie lied through her tears, a sound that was both fragile and healing. When Danielle and Lily stepped back out into the rain, the air felt different. The drizzle had slowed, the storm easing into silence. Lily slipped her small hand into her father's, walking beside him as the puddles reflected the soft glow of streetlights. Daddy, sh said after a few moments, you helped her. Danielle looked down at her, his throat tight. I just bought some food, sweetheart. No, Lily said, shaking her head. You helped her heart. Sh was sad and hungry, but now sh knows someone cares. That is bigger than food. Danielle blinked back tears, her words striking him deeper than sh could understand. Out of the mouths of children come truths that adults often forgot. As they climbed into the truck, Danielle glanced back toward the store. Through the rain-speckled glass, he saw Sophie sitting on a bench near the register, unwrapping one of the sandwiches. As she took a bite, her eyes closed, as though savoring not just the taste, but the fact that sh no longer felt invisible. Driving away, Danielle realized something important. In helping Sophie, he had been reminded of a lesson he thought had forgotten since Emily's death, that kindness, simple, human kindness, has the power to heal wounds far deeper than hunger. It could reach into the quietest, loneliest places and remind someone they mattered. And for the first time in a long while, Danielle felt a quiet peace settle in his chest. Because sometimes, the greatest gift you can give isn't money, or food, or even words. Sometimes, the greatest gift is simply noticing.